A Day on the Focus. Hello, listeners, and welcome back to A Day on the Focus. It's Anne here, your friendly neighborhood history buff, ready to dive headfirst into the fascinating events that unfolded on this very day, March 2nd. Buckle up, because today's historical journey is a roller coaster. We're zipping through centuries, witnessing sieges, battles, and even a stolen coffin. First stop, way back in 537 AD. The Ostrogoths, those feisty guys, are laying siege to Rome. Picture this. Belisarius, the Roman general, is playing a masterful game of cat and mouse, trying to keep those Ostrogoths at bay. It's a real nail-biter. Fast forward a few centuries, and we're in 1476. The Burgundian Wars are raging, and the Swiss Confederacy is handing Charles the Bold, Duke of Burgundy, a serious smackdown at the Battle of Grandson. Talk about a historical upset. Apparently the Swiss were quite the formidable opponents. Let's jump to 1657 anymore. Edo, now Tokyo, is engulfed in a devastating fire. The Great Fire of Meireki. This wasn't just a little blaze, we're talking over 100,000 deaths. A sobering reminder of the destructive power of nature, or perhaps a particularly enthusiastic fire starter. 1776 takes us to the American Revolutionary War. Patriot militia are trying their best to keep the Royal Navy from snatching their supplies. The Battle of the Rice Boats. I love the name. It sounds like a slightly less dramatic pirate adventure. Then, a quick hop to 1807, where the U.S. Congress passes the act prohibiting importation of slaves, a significant step in the fight against slavery, although it was far from the end of the struggle. And speaking of significant steps, 1836 brings us to the Declaration of Independence of the Republic of Texas. Yeehaw, another underdog story for the history books. 1901. That's the year U.S. Steel was founded, becoming the first billion-dollar corporation. Go big or go home, right? 1962 was a wild year. Wilt Chamberlain scores 100 points in a single NBA game. 100! And I'm still trying to figure out how many slices of pizza that is equivalent to. Also in 1962, there was a coup d'etat in Burma led by General Ne Win. Just a regular Sunday, really. 1978 brings the unique event of Charlie Chaplin's stolen coffin. Even in death, the great man manages to steal the show. I bet even he would have found that slightly amusing. And finally, 1983 marks the arrival of the compact disc, which I know many of you remember fondly. And now, for a little creative storytelling, inspired by our historical journey. Imagine Belisarius, time-traveling to 1978, witnessing the audacious theft of Charlie Chaplin's coffin. He'd be utterly bewildered, of course, and the sophisticated tactics of the Ostrogothic siege seemed wildly different from the chaotic act of grave robbing. But maybe, just maybe, he'd be impressed by the audacity. After all, a stolen coffin is a kind of siege, isn't it? A siege on our respect for the dead. A very different kind of war, but a war nonetheless. And so there you have it, folks, a whirlwind tour through March 2nd. Join me tomorrow for another exciting journey through history. Until then, keep those history books open.